Hey, in this video we want to see how we can convert a voxel that's mainly meant for RA2 into a sprite file that's used in OpenRA Turbine Dawn or Red Alert. So basically it's smaller, we have less resolution, and also the voxel is some kind of discrete 3D model, and the sprite is a 2D image, and that's what we want to do here. So first of all, we need this OS voxel viewer, started as admin, and somehow, I don't know, how can my screen come back? Would be really good. Yes, okay, screen is back, nice. I don't know why this recording software breaks here. Yeah, so in this we load our voxel. We will use a Venom, this guy here, this friend. I like this voxel, it's nice, and I want to have a Venom in Turbine Dawn. So it looks like this. It should be a bit longer, but it's still a cool aircraft in my opinion. I have already done this, and now I want to do it in a bit higher resolution and maybe scale it down then. So there's several steps we need to take and do in order to get this ready. One thing that's interesting, we can change this color here. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it doesn't really help us. These are the remappable colors, and we want to have remappable colors on our unit. One big difference between the old Command & Conquers and the newer ones is these remappable colors in the old ones take up most space of a unit. And it often makes sense to stick to it and keep it. So in this case, it might be smart to even increase the area where we do this and make this unit a bit more color mapped. So for example, we could also get this gray area here and this area here into the remappable colors. So the thing that we have to do is we have to take a 360-degree rotation of this unit. That's basically yeah, the important step that one needs to take in order to be able to have a sprite of it, because now it's a 3D model and we want 2D image of it, but we need it from all rotations. So there comes in a very handy and nice tool that is this voxel viewer that allows us to make a 360-degree animation. But before we can do this, we mostly need to set up the view of this unit to make it to get good proper images. So this ground we turn off, and the sky also, so now we have only one background color. Here it makes a lot of sense to pick a background color that does not show up on the unit. With this blue here we have good chances, but with this purple here we have very good chances that it's not on the unit. So very nice. Now we need to find an angle and a rotation that is like in the game. And for our purpose, the one that makes sense is 305 and 46. And here we need a distance to the unit, so that the size of the unit is proper. If we go very close, like now with -40, the unit will have far too many pixels. And also there's perspective in there. So for example, if I go to -20, see, like this, and now I rotate this, I could still say, well, let's go close to it and then rotate it, and that's it. Like now, make 360-degree rotation, we want 32 frames, and go for it would look like this. And this is not a good idea, because if we're really close, then the perspective, the effect that the camera is like seeing the unit over a wide angle leads to this perspective view of the unit. but actually these games have orthogonal camera, so it doesn't really matter if you're looking at something that's like close or far away. It just scales by size. It does not skew and like tilt. I think skew is the right word for stuff that happens. So this is a very nice realizations people had like 400 years ago. If you look here at perspectives, then these things here, the walls at the back, they just get smaller than the ones on the front, and stuff like this is what perspective makes change your perception. The problem is with this, that these games are not built to make stuff that is far away look like different, except for scaling it maybe, but even that's not the case, because you just see a grid of the game and a unit that's on the top has the same size as on the bottom. Some people think this is outdated and a bad way of displaying stuff, but I think they are pretty wrong, because these old games have very good and clear overview over the game, and you can see the stuff and identify everything, and perspective makes it less accessible, because stuff that's close to the camera is too big and stuff that's far away is hard to distinguish, and in these games it's really easy to see stuff and identify units on the field, which I think is often overseen in games, especially like the move. If you look at Age of Empires 2 and Age of Empires 3, I think the difference is very obvious. And because Age of Empires 2 you can really distinguish units really nicely. Age of Empires 3, oh my lord, please not. So the reason, but this here is a perspective view. It would be awesome if this tool could render orthogonally, but does not do that. So the trick we use here is we move it very far away. So if we just tell the camera to be not at minus 220, but rather minus 100, the unit is really small. And then I think I've rotated it again, so here we need 46. And then if we make our 360-degree rotation, we say like size 600. This is how many pixels the width of the canvas is. Then it goes like this. So the basic idea is, if you have an object that's very far away from the camera, you cannot really see the difference of perspective. Like in this picture here, you have some funny buildings. It's a bit stupid because the program has to be on focus, but I guess this is a necessity, because otherwise it would not take proper screenshots here. So if you look at this building and the camera is pretty close to the front wall, so like the distance from the camera to the front wall is less than the distance between these walls, then this skewing effect because of perspective becomes really big. And if you have an object that's very far away and you're looking at something in the distance, then this effect is negligible. And that's why we use a high resolution to see the details and then put it far away. So that's this is what we have done now. And the next step is we have a GIF now. It should be in the screenshots folder. Let me see if I find it. So the screenshots folder, sometimes hard to find if you're not accustomed to the software, is usually here, like at program files, CNC tools, screenshots. And there we have two, like this one. This is the very close one. And this one, where it's far away. And maybe we should open it first and do a first check. In this program here, we can put a box around it, and the box tells us it is around 66 times 58. So this is too big. The Tiberian Dawn Command Conquer 1 grid size is 24 pixels, and what we want to do here is we want to go for 48 pixels and then scale it down to half in the game itself. So in this case we have like high resolution 48 pixels units that get scaled down to 24, but later if we have enough of these units and have done this work, we can just switch to the higher resolution and turn the game to HD, like remastered. So that's why it's smart if you do this for many units and start to build your game and make everything. Just do this, keep this in mind, and later you can go to a high resolution. I mean, I want to do this. You don't have to. You can directly go for 24 pixels if you don't care. Tune uses 32 pixels, and like Tiberian Sun, it has isometric view. I think it should be 64 times 32. I mean, one can look it up that easily. It's not a big deal, I think. But maybe it's also 48 times 24, and Red Alert 2 is 64 times 32. So isometric view has different grid sizes because different way of displaying stuff. If you have isometric view, you know, like this here, then pixels look like these, not like just simple squares, but these how do you call them, diamonds. Yeah. And these diamonds, they are wider than they are high. The height is lower than their width, so that's why they have different pixel size. However, it gives a nice look of something has perspective and is 3D, even though it's not. It's still not a perspective view because stuff at the side and in the back just have the same skewing everywhere, but it gives this impression that something is layered and has depth. So isometric is pretty cool. Also nice thing, orthogonal is the older one, just a rectangular grid, and that's that. Okay, cool. So we see here 66 is just too much, we want to go down to 48. The easy solution here is to do it again, but this time change our camera distance to, let's be extremely smart and do this easy calculation with a calculator. We have currently 66, we want to go down to 48, so we go like this, and we have the depth of minus 100, so we multiply this with 100, so this says 137. Okay, let's go for 140, and that's cool. So let's check even if we have the 30, yeah, the rest is fine, and we go for a 360-degree animation. Some waiting time in between. Oh, I did not focus it. Give image tools, we will need this next. Yeah. I think these two we can delete. Should be finished now. This is a new one, nice. Then yeah, then don't do it. So let's open this here, check if we are idiots or not. So if I put a rectangular box, yeah, this is 45, this is like 47. So yeah, we are not idiots, we have the right size now, hopefully. And the next step, here we can delete this. This tool here allows us to extract this GIF and tell where it should go, whatever folder you like. This yes folder here on the desktop. Let's see if the folder is still full with something, I guess so. Yes, there's still some old stuff. Let's delete this. And now it's time to extract the GIF. It will be here. The next tool then we need is the bulk rename utility. Oh, I think we don't need to run this as admin, but whatever. This one is still running, I guess. And now there's 32 frames, very nice. It's pretty stupid because This next tool we need is OS SHP Builder. This one here will not accept the files in this format. It somehow needs a different numbering. I don't know why, it makes no sense, but that's that. So let's go for this. We remove with this program all the file name, then we add a numbering at the end. We start at 0. This is very important. If you start at 1, then it's going to be fucked. And then next step is we want padding on this, so we have 4 letters, 4 digits, and that's that. Noise. Always keep in mind here, if you have problems with sorting, activate logical sorting. If you freshly install this program, logical sorting is not on, and let's go for it. So now these files all have different names, which allows us to import it here. Very nice. Here in this program, import is from the last tutorial, and there we go. TD palette is nice. It's infantry is fine, and we want to select the edge pixel as the background. Now this stuff is loading. Takes ages. Sure, it's just like 1 or 2 kilobytes per file. Of course, it takes ages. Makes a lot of sense. Yes, yes. There it is, very nice. Because we had this 600 pixels canvas here, this is like much too big. And the first thing we want to do is resize the canvas. So let's just take -200 from each side. Should actually make sense, but sometimes the program has problems. Let's see if it works here. Yeah, doesn't accept it, I like. Then let's go for -100. Bam. Also, yeah, this worked. Still too much, that's why we wanted to go with 200 in the first place, but whatever. And here we go. I mean, we can still take out some. We can even rotate it in this program. Looks already pretty nice. Very nice, very nice. Let's resize the canvas. Minus, I don't know, 50. That seems to be okay. Very nice. Okay, cool. That's that. So now the next step is these remappable colors we have mentioned, right? So this unit here has some funny colors like this red. And maybe we should also use the gray that is on top of the unit here as a remappable color, I think. And then we're good to go. I mean, we could also think about using not the gray, but rather all this black here. Maybe even the better pick, because in Tavern Dawn units have a lot of remappable color. But it will not be that easy, I think. Might be a tough thing here. Okay, let's go. There's this tool that says remap color here, or you can open this with Alt A. You can also select a pixel first, and then it's already selected here, and then you can turn it into this pixel, like so. And now all these pixels have changed. So, and we do this for this whole remappable red area here. I mean, this is in this palette here of Tavern Dawn that we're using now, Command Conquer 1. These colors here, this is the remappable area. So in the game, this won't be yellowish golden. This will be the color of the player. So this sharpest, like this brightest red becomes the brightest gold. Then the next one becomes this one. And we just do this for all of them. And here we go. We apply this to all frames, really important. And it was a horror. It did not do anything great. This was really great. I love it. And the reason is these other reds here, just not in this range, but somewhere else on the palette. What a pity. So then we have like the number 8 here. Yeah, this is really bad. The number 8. We should find a similar red. This is, I think, here, the 4 from the top. So this corresponds to, no wait, the 4 from the top is the 4th darkest. So we take this one. Yeah, let's go for it. We do the same here, click it. 46 is it. It's also somewhere else on the palette. And then palette, whatever it's pronounced correctly. Yeah, this is like the 2nd darkest. Let's go for this one. Noise. So this is a bit tedious. We have to find all the pixels that did not end up in this range. Yeah, the 3rd one. Let's go for it. It's really important that you somehow stick to the brightness levels. So you cannot just take anything. Sometimes it's smart to just have, if you have a wide range of brightness levels, to condense it to a small range, but keep the hierarchy between the brightnesses. Otherwise you get a unit that has strange, because this brightness relates to shadows on the unit. Yeah, this is the 2nd darkest. Here we go. Here's another red. Yeah, number 3. Cool. Here on bottom it's also red. It's the 42. This is like the 3rd one as well. Okay, now we can rotate the unit a bit and find more funny red tones. This one is not so dark, I think. This one is quite dark. Here's another red, but I think this red on the bottom here, we fucked this up. This is like the engine exhaust, but now that we are changing it, let's just keep it, it's fine. But this is all yellow now. Yeah, that's not so cool. So here we had some red tone that should not be used like this. Usually, in this case, it might be a lot of work to change them for all pixels. But let's just move them out as well. Yeah, it doesn't really fit to any. So, okay. Next one is, this black here might be interesting. Or this gray, not such an easy, or even this bluish violet. Maybe the violet makes the most sense. And keep the rest, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. So the thing that we do here now, we look for like the brightest violet, which is this one here, or the darkest. You can start from either side and then work the way up. So therefore we use the most golden one, and here we take the less golden one and even less, and this one is already quite dark, and this one is really dark. Here is some other that's also very dark, and this one is extremely dark. Let's go for it. Here this is not so dark, somewhere in the middle. Here this is also not so dark. Okay, cool. This one's rather bright. And I think that's for the moment is fine. Let's save this unit. Oh, what am I doing? We save this to Venom because it's a Venom. The old Venom will save away, the new one will save over it. And now we're going to look how it looks like in the game. There should be some Venoms placed already. Yeah, these ones are over here. So I think they look pretty awesome. And we already see the rotation is crap. How sad. And they are far too big. I mean, these ones are like big, almost as big as Kirov's. And actually this is the helicopter size that we're looking for. But we knew already this would happen. Because we have made them for double the size, right? I think they still don't have enough team colors on them. If you compare to other units, I think maybe we should also get the gray into the team color. Maybe we have also selected a bit too dark colors. But still the unit does not look too bad, I guess. So, okay, lesson learned. First thing is we go into the Venom. We take this render sprite scaling here and put it in the Venom. So it will be half size then. And here in this one, we can change this gray. It might give us problems with the exhaust or intake stuff. Yeah, it directly leads to problems, so maybe we just don't do that. If you have a lot of time, you can of course do this differently. And these are sometimes things where in this program here, if you do the remappable smart, but in this case wouldn't have helped us, since yeah, the gray on top does not change its color. Okay, great. Then let's get let's fix this wrong rotation thing. So this is the frame here where the Venom is looking to the top, and this is frame 25, and that's basically our problem, because this should be frame number 1. So now we use mass frame, copy frames, 25 to 32, destination 1, new file. And now here's a new file, there it starts at 1, then fine, and here we need to take number 1 to 24 and have it start at 9. So again, we go in this file and do the second mass frame operation, copy frames, 1 to 24, destination is 9 in our new untitled 11, and there we go. Okay, cool. So now let's check it. We rotate the unit and it's basically working, but some funny shadows show up if we change the palette. New file doesn't know the palette yet. Then it is all fine. Nice. So we save this unit as Venom and we check it. Let's see. Let's see how the Venom looks like in the game. And here we are. I think they look pretty nice. The only thing is they're a bit too dark and don't have enough team colors, just as before. I think also compared to these helicopters, the size is okay. So could be a bit bigger, but I'd say no, it's fine. I mean, the Venom is not such a big unit, it's fine. For aircraft, it's often okay if they just go over the cell, and if they have like cell size 24 and they have 27. If for buildings and units, it can be, especially for buildings, can be strange because then adjacent buildings stuck in each other. There's one more thing. I would say the unit is too far at the top and should be lower right here. So if you look at the selection boxes of other units, this one maybe not so good. So we should again change the canvas here. This is the old one, this is the new one. Like the canvas, resize canvas, and we just should take the from the bottom like minus 10, 20? 20 is maybe too much, is it? Well, no, maybe not. Yeah, that's okay, I think. So now we could be happy. For the sake of science, we can also try a different approach now and get the stuff again in there and see how it will be if we just did every decision in our life differently. No, basically only this one, but now in a different approach we try out what would happen if we change the color of the plaque part of the unit. I think it makes sense then to also switch the brightness. So we use the darkest and strongest plaque as the brightest team color and the other way around. So I mean, now we have changed these violet bluish color and have taken the brightest to the brightest and the darkest to the darkest, which I think is okay. We should have been a bit brighter because like at the front, the glass here, it's barely visible. I mean, here it's okay, but in the game this is like almost black at the corner. Oh, it's black. So here's our thing again, and yeah, we can have all the fun that we already have, like resize canvas. We have this fun again, very nice. How lovely. We do this like 2 times, and then we can still do it one more time. We already know at the bottom there will be 20 more that we remove, so we can directly do it. And there we go. Make it big and try to be smart. So the question is what we do with the red, right? Ah, yeah, we did. We should have changed the red here, so we can save this fire on the bottom. So maybe you should start one more time from the beginning. So basically we could just stop the video here and we have seen how one cycle goes with this unit, but now we'll also do this. How can we become better and make better stuff? And here maybe this time it's smart if we want to change the plaque colors on this unit to pick a plaque color for the team shit. And now let's do it all the way from the beginning. 305, 46, minus 140 was good. And let's go for 360-degree rotation. Here we go. And we can also, oh no, this must run. Yeah, looking at this here, it will not be easy with the black stuff. But I guess it will look better. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it will not look better. Okay, so we remember there was this step, right? Here these files are now the old ones. And then the GIF tool, we can just go again. No, we can't, I fucked up. Yeah, fine, this is not what we want to do here. wait. This is not the new one, and maybe this is the new one. Yep, this is the new one. Extract GIF. So let's go import. No, we can't import yet. We have to rename this stuff first. Now we have already selected, so it's just one button click. And now we can import it. Here we go. So now we can save the red exhaust on this unit. Okay, now we are here. Canvas fun. It's really beyond me why this is lagging so much, since it's actually just kilobytes. So now this is the -50, -70, -50 step. Noise. So now one important thing, we should check what plaques are these. Like, if this here is the 0, then all these plaques in here should not be the 0, and that's the case, so everything's good. Because if this is the background pixel, we are absolutely fucked. But with these pink here and the select the 0 corner, we're fine. This normally would never happen. Okay, cool. So let's just go straight. This is like extremely black. This is very black, so we go and fix that with that one. This is also very black, also the brightest color. And this one here is also very black, and we go with the brightest color. And it's already looking like shit. So let's just go on, and this one here is not as black, so the second brightest color. And this one is also not super black. And this one is even less black. And this one, 61, where was it? Oh, it's quite black. And then this one here is also quite black. Oh my god. This one here is not so black. This one is also not so black. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will suck balls. Maybe this one. But some things you just have to try out to find out it's not a good idea. So let's give it a try. Its rotation will be off, we already know this, but if everything looks horrible, then we don't need to do this operation anyway. From seeing this now, even here it's shit, oh my god, yeah, it will look horrible, we'll see this soon. I think the right way would be this here, this approach, but then just be a bit brighter on the colors, especially here. Maybe also transfer the gray, then we're good. So this one, you have saved it? Yes, then let's give it a try. I mean, sometimes stuff looks bad here. And once you see it in game, it looks awesome. Because you zoomed in very much. But I don't think it will happen now. I hope for a surprise, but yeah, I mean, yeah. From the amount of player color, it's good. The player color amount is the right one, but the unit is almost not, you cannot just recognize. I mean, somehow it's something that has wings or rotor casings on its sides, but actually it just looks horrible. That's what we already expected. So far for science. We rather go with this one. This I think we just throw away. And here, maybe we can try out this thing here, or I mean, we can do something that often goes in the wrong direction. But I think this gray, we already had this trouble that it will make trouble with these vents here as well, right? The exhausts, because it's the same color on both. Like this 93 and this is also 93. Maybe that's not a good idea to do that. I mean, there's somehow the possibility to make a selection here and only replace in this area. But in this case, it might even one of the few cases where this works, because all the rotation must be in there as well. And the other stuff must be for all rotations out. And I think in this case, we are lucky. It might work. Oh my god. Let's see. I love this program. It's just great. So I don't know if it even works like this. Replacement select. Replace select only. Apply to all. And this is the rather bright gray. Let's go for this one. Oh my god, this works. Same we go here. This was a darker one, or I'm confused already. No, this is not going to work like that. So now come the really dark ones. It's a lot more annoying, right, to do it here in this case. I think maybe this. 26. Let's go for that one. Okay, great. And now we could also try to get these problems here fixed, but I'm not so sure. I mean, the other dark areas, I think it's okay, but here this rotates totally out of everywhere. Okay, let's just give it a try and we just move up all colors a little bit. So let's just do it for the whole image, and then we just take the darkest one and move it to this one, and the second darkest one we move it to one up, you know. What am I doing? I'm just fucking up. Okay, let's give it a try. So this should actually brighten up the whole unit. And let's go for it. Save. And see what happens. I think here's some color that wants some change. Let's go with this. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think the unit is still distinguishable. It's no... it has a bit too many of these bright areas, but I think it's okay. It has its own style. Shoots some lasers. It should be moved, the point where the laser comes out should be closer to the unit, but it's good. I think it can stay like this. Why not? Cool. So far for that, we have tried out different approaches. We have seen how to get the stuff look good in game. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong screen. My bad. Again, I show you the unit. Sorry. Of course, at the end I fuck up. But so this is the unit. I think it looks good. This has no more ammo, shoots lasers. See here the laser, if you look from the front, it's a bit too far off from the unit, but it's still not a problem. So these are the Venoms. I think they look good, the size is right, the centering is good. So that's it. I think we are happy. And the experiment was, I think, worth it. Often if you try out the other stuff, you get a good ideas. The only thing that we have not properly done now is the fire exhaust at the bottom, but it's also something that's extremely hard to see if in the game it has this size, so maybe I will redo it for getting the fire stuff also in there. The solution is pretty simple. We have seen the solution, but in this earlier approach it was not in there yet. When we did this stuff here, right, then we were idiots, because we should have put the removable colors to something else than red, because it has some red stuff on the bottom. So that's it. So far, thanks for watching. Bye bye.